Hi, today I would like to talk to you about inserts. If you follow me on Instagram or watch my channel, you may have seen that I recently launched a Sojourner website and introduced a new notebook size called the Retrow. Since then, I have shipped out a number of those notebooks and have received some feedback from people who love the new size. For those unfamiliar with the Retro size, it is the same width as the standard notebook, but it's 1 inch shorter in length. Let me show you an example. This is the standard size, and this is the Retro. You see here it's the same width, but 1 inch shorter. I know that 1 inch may not seem like a lot. It's really not when it comes to writing space, but it definitely makes a difference when it comes to weight. Less leather, smaller paper equals a lighter notebook overall. If you have a standard and a field note size traveler, compare them. Look at the weight difference. It's quite significant. With the Retro, I believe I have found the balance between the standard and the field note size. You get the convenience and portability of the field notes without sacrificing a lot of the writing space. Let me share with you a couple of comments that I've received from people who are using the Retro size right now. I just wanted to say that I received my Gazelle Retro today and I'm absolutely mad bat crazy about it. The size is just exactly right. I'm in love with the way it fits in my hand, and the shorter length will make all the difference between me being able to pack it along for a trip versus me leaving it home or taking just an insert. And that Gazelle leather, it's the perfect balance of firm and supple for a journal cover. It has structure, but it isn't hard. Plus the color and texture and the way I can tell it will wear is very Indiana Jones. Just what I was looking for. Also, I didn't expect it so soon. I thought for sure it would be after you got back, so thank you for sending it out so quickly. The Retro Slim, perfection. Love the leather, the color, the size, weight. I'm thinking this may become my go-to everyday carry. I'm gushing, I know. Just had to tell you how pleased I am. Thank you, Rowena, for the care and attention to detail you put into each notebook. I look forward to using and loving these treasures. This size is my absolutely favorite. It is the Goldilocks TN, not too big, not too small, just right. This TN will be my go-to in 2016, planner and journal in one. I love the fact that you test out the sizes yourself to see how they work for everyday use. I would not have known that the shorter inch would make that much of a difference, but boy, does it ever. Thank you for knowing exactly what I needed before I knew. Here are the inserts that I designed, or I collaborated with actually, with Stephen of Taroko Shop. We started out with a design he already had pre-existing, and we made adjustments to fit the Retro size, which he makes exclusively for me. And he made changes to reflect some of my design preferences. He's really great to work with, and I'm very pleased with how these turned out, and I think that you will like them as well. Steven sells in his shop other insert sizes, so if you find yourself in a market for other sizes, such as the standard or the personal, I recommend that you check out his shop, which I will link below. Let's start with the monthly planner. This is a 2-page per month calendar, and it has a year's worth of 2-page spread, so you won't have to buy multiple books. The whole year is all in one book. On the first page, it gives you a place for your address in case you lose your notebook, and you can also write in the year, a quote, or whatever else you can think of. In the 2-page spread at the top, you can highlight the month you're using it for. I like to use the Crayola highlighters called the Twistables. You can get these from Target, and they don't bleed through, so I really like them. And by the way, we made these planners blank so that you will fill in the dates yourself, because many of us, well, I mean you guys, change your inserts depending on your mood. So this way you can switch without feeling like you're being wasteful, because you can always go back to it and begin using it again since it's not predated. Yep, I think of everything so you don't have to. In the circles you put in the date, and there is room for a list of to-dos on the right. But instead of listing your to-dos, perhaps you can also list things that you accomplished for that month. Many times we remember only the things we didn't do and beat ourselves up for it. Instead, why not list your accomplishments so that you can feel good about yourself and see that you actually accomplished more than you thought you did. Also at the top, there is a place for your goals for the month. At the very back, we include a few pages of graph paper for quick notes. There it is. And again, this is a month on 2-page planner. Next is the weekly planner. The first page is the same as the monthly. There's a place for your address or what have you. This planner also has room for 3 months worth of planning and strategizing. Inside, you will see that it has a graph page on one page, so that you can put all kinds of things in it. You can fill it in with things that you collect, that you draw, write notes, etc. And on the left side, again, is the layout that has the circles where you can highlight and put in your dates and your month. And I wanted to go ahead and show you really quick how I use this in my notebook. Here you will see that I document what I did for the week. Sometimes I'll put pictures in, sometimes I put in the tags from my tea. It's just something fun to do and creative. You can use it for whatever you would like. The next one is the 1 per page day planner or tracker. In the front, again, is a place for your address, and on the top you can put in the year that you use it for. This also has the 2-page per month spread in the very front. On the inside spread, there's a place for the date, a place to highlight your day, a spot to place your goals and priorities, again, which helps you focus for that day. And there's also room for quick journaling. And on the bottom, you can track your daily water intake and exercise. And over here, you will see that we have time increments where you can put your appointments and or track your day's activities. Last month, I actually tested and used both the weekly planner along with a 1 page per day. I used the weekly mainly for short journaling and documenting, which worked out great when I had days when I couldn't journal much. This is a place where I can look back to recall my week in case I wanted to journal later in length. The 1 page per day I use for my appointments and to track my activities of the day, so I know what I'm doing during the day and feel accomplished. The next insert is a graph paper. There's 38 pages total, and it's filled with paper that is just great for notes, drawings, light paint. The last insert is made of craft paper. I love this paper. You may have seen the scripture verses that I've been posting on Instagram. It's all done on this paper. I've used stamps, distressed inks, acrylic paint, and fountain pens. When using stamps, it does have some bleed through, as I think most papers would. And let me show you an example. Here's one right here. You see here that there's a little bit of a bleed through. And a lot of times that's because I held it a little longer than I should have. So if you do it lightly, a lot of times there won't be the bleed through. But for me, it actually works out because it becomes a design element. It works well with my messy style. Or a lot of times I will just cover it with acrylic paint, just like I did here. I put some acrylic paint on it, some white ones. Lately, I've had several inquiries asking about the leather I use. So let me show and give you a brief description of each one. In my last video, you might have seen the Gazelle. This is a pull-up leather. It scratches easily, as you can see. And so it's not for those who like to have their leather looking pristine, because it does scratch easily. But it is a beautiful color. It's kind of reddish. Next is the Nubuck. You've seen this in other notebooks. It's also a pull-up leather. It's kind of fun to play with. Gives different shades when you fold it. This also scratches really easily, but a lot of times you can just rub the scratches off. My most current leather is the Doe and Stag. The Doe is lighter, the Stag is a little bit darker. And with this, it's very pliable and very soft, both of these leathers. And this one here does not scratch easily, so it keeps pretty nice. If you don't like your Indiana Jones look on your notebook, this would be the kind of leather that you might want to purchase. And then I have the veggie tanned leather, which you've seen also plenty of times, which patinas and can be tanned by leaving it out on a sunny day. You notice that there's 3 different colors here because some of these have been used more or was put in the sun. I think this one I put out in the sun, and I've been using this a long time because this, I think, was my very first one. So there you have it. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to message or ask me below. And thank you so much for all your support. I really appreciate it. And as usual, keep on documenting life as it happens. Until next time, bye-bye.